You'll be warrior once more.
Rowan Atkinson is universally recognized as a comedic genius, yet he discusses his own legacy with the clinical disinterest of a tax auditor. To understand Atkinson, you must first acknowledge that he views humor not as an art form, but as a mechanical equation requiring a mathematical solution. When most actors sit on a talk show couch, they project artificial warmth. They lean into the host's energy to sell a relatable persona. Atkinson does the exact opposite. He anchors himself in a state of unyielding neutrality. He strips away the emotional padding of a standard interview, turning a simple promotional stop into a psychological endurance test. Watch how he drains the kinetic energy from a room, only to surgically re-inject it with a single highly calculated facial twitch.
Remember what you did? Yes, I certainly remember the night. It was a one-off. It was a one-night review. And I was asked if I wanted to do something, and I couldn't think of anything. I just stood in front of a mirror, to be honest, and I just started pulling faces. And I just sort of, was doing this... And then there was this idea of having a card. Have you got anything that I could... I'm just going Anyway, it was something like that. I do stop eventually when I just get bored. It's great to reach the point when you just can't be bothered to do another take. And that's normally when the director goes, goodness, we've reached that point.
The traditional Hollywood ecosystem relies heavily on a strict barter system of mutual flattery. You call me a visionary, I call you an incredible host. Atkinson fundamentally refuses to participate in this economy. When confronted with his own legendary status, he visibly recoils, treating compliments like a mild allergic reaction. It is a striking rejection of celebrity vanity. He deflates the grandeur of his own iconic characters, reducing them to mere administrative tasks he happened to complete decades ago. The host tries to build a monument. Atkinson casually dismantles it with a heavy sigh.
Quite a while ago, called Mr. Bean's Holiday.
Oh, yes.
In which Mr. Bean...
You were so casual about that. I did a film called Mr. Bean's
Well,
does he look like an even bigger knob if he said, oh, well, of course you all know Mr. Bean's Holiday?
I'm trying to reduce my knob quotient. And of course that means they stare. They stare a lot. And they just look. You're sort of feeling, I wish that person wouldn't stare at me. So, I'd rather just, hold up a flag saying, yes. Yes, it's me. I was based actually on a visit, on a holiday in Venice that I had in 1985, quite a long time ago. Wouldn't it be fun, because I had already started exploring just doing purely visual comedy. I'd explored it on stage, and I was interested in trying to put visual comedy through the character of Mr. Bean on TV. So that's where it started. Well, the first ones we did were in 1988, 89, and then it sort of grew from there, and now we've got...
There is a specific kind of terror that strikes a television host when a guest refuses to smile. We are conditioned by society to view silence as a failure of social grace. Atkinson weaponizes that silence. He constructs a fortress of literalism, responding to absurd questions with the grave seriousness of a hostage negotiator. The comedy doesn't actually stem from what he says, but rather from the visible panic of the interviewer trying desperately to locate a punchline that Atkinson has deliberately hidden. He forces them to drown in the quiet.
Excuse me, has anyone ever told you that you're the absolute spitting image of that Mr. Bean? And I said, well, actually, I am the actor who plays Mr. Bean. And he said, I bet you wish you were.
Want to go out with Mr. Bean, which would be slightly
you would not.
strange.
No.
You wouldn't want to romance Mr. Bean.
I remember early on in the life...
We are documenting the absolute anomaly that is Rowan Atkinson. If you want more psychological dissections of entertainment's most fascinating minds, hit subscribe. Which Atkinson character is his true masterpiece? Drop it in the comments. Audiences spend their entire lives hoping to catch a glimpse of the manic energy of Mr. Bean or the biting cynicism of Blackadder bleeding into reality. The truth is far stranger.
Beelzebub! For God invented... Oh, shit, I've made a terrible mistake. I shall eat my turnip as God intended.
Hi. Ulrich?
Hello.
Fetch my dear aunt a raw turnip, will you?
But we've all that sod indoors, I think.
Forget the whole thing. I'm going back home with Migsy.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, show me the glen where the kipper roams free. And oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Got too funny.
Sorry.
It seems so funny to me that he addressed it all to Miggins. Consulting with the one.
The real Rowan Atkinson is staggeringly ordinary. He is completely devoid of the chaotic electricity that defined his iconic characters. This stark dichotomy confuses people. When interviewers probe him for wacky, off-the-wall anecdotes, they hit a brick wall of mundane reality. He isn't hiding a wild personality behind closed doors. He simply leaves his genius at the office.
Bottom. Clitoris. Where are you, clitoris?
No. I'm driving.
But yes, it's funny how sometimes when you're asked a question and you can't remember what the question was halfway through the answer.
Facial dexterity.
Yes, the facial dexterity.
Of course.
Ah, of course.
Yeah.
If you want to see Atkinson display genuine, unguarded emotion, you must bypass human interaction entirely and ask him about a V8 engine. His rare appearances on automotive shows reveal a completely different man, animated, highly passionate, and dangerously specific. It highlights a fascinating psychological quirk in his nature. He approaches the mechanics of a hypercar with the exact same obsessive reverence he applies to constructing a physical gag. Humans exhaust him. Machines make perfect sense.
Just seen your wife for the first time. And my wife happened to be on set at the time. And she said, no, that won't work. Tell him to look at her as if she's his new Aston Martin. Oh, and then it'll work. Oh, that'll work. And she was right. But it inspired me no end. I looked at her like no woman has ever been looked at. Oh, no. And can you give us that look? I'm curious. Yeah. Can I too?
The V8 in the movie.
I'll take this one.
Oh, don't be ridiculous English.
This car's a relic.
And I thought this would be a perfect car for Johnny English.
Ah, the Rolls-Royce Phantom. Truly the Rolls-Royce of automobile.
Rolls has fitted one of their experimental engines, the 9-litre V16. Goes like the wind.
How are you? Extremely good to see you. How are you? Thank you. I enjoyed the motorsport dinner the other night. I didn't get a chance to come over and say hello.
True, yeah, I saw you. You were very good.
Standard promotional junkets are rigid, heavily sanitized environments designed to deliver sound bites safely to the masses. Atkinson acts as an unintended agent of chaos within this system. He doesn't aggressively hijack the interview like a shock jock. Instead, he derails the entire process through extreme pedantic honesty. He corrects minor inaccuracies. He pauses for agonizing lengths of time to consider a completely trivial question.
Not in Hollywood. Not having been offered even a minor role in an 8mm pornographic movie.
It'll be good to have somebody to carry the bags.
Laughing stock out of this service once, English. Not on my watch. Clear?
Crystal clear, Pegasus.
Looks like an electric car, sir.
Yes, and sounds like a nosehair trimmer. But what was funny was how close he thought I was to you know, he said the resemblance is uncanny. Have you ever thought of doing any, you know, look-alike work, like, you know, stag nights and hen nights? You know, you can go along as Mr. Bean. And I said, no,
The polished PR machinery of Hollywood grinds to a halt because it was never built to process a man who refuses to speak in prepackaged platitudes.
You know, I think it's been a remarkable achievement, actually, the Indian Grand Prix so far. You know, because it's not an easy country or an easy society in which to make this kind of thing work.
The king. Upon the character of the king depends the plot, and so there are many different kinds of king. The benign king. The benign king with a physical defect.
But with age, comes wisdom.
Atkinson operates on a metronome that only he can hear. By holding a pause just a fraction of a second past the point of social comfort, he exerts total dominance over the room. The audience stops laughing and starts holding their breath. It is a high-wire act of emotional manipulation. He pushes the tension to the absolute breaking point, rewarding the collective anxiety with a microscopic shift in posture that shatters the room. Atkinson is an architect of awkwardness, a man who built a global empire by refusing to act like a star. He doesn't want your adulation, which makes him infinitely more compelling. Click on the video on the screen to see more hilarious celebrity moments. Thank you for watching.